What's up?
You do the intro. You always do the intro. Like, what? Why is it different?
Hey guys, this is Daniel,
And Matthew,
and
and
we
we are
that
that
damn
friend.
friend.
It might be better than you think, but who knows? We're finally back with episode 22 of our podcast. Yep, it's been 22 episodes. Kind of crazy to think about, but here we are. And there's been some pretty big news come out lately. So Daniel wanted to definitely do a podcast, so we're here. And go ahead and start us off.
Sorry, I was getting to the list, but
all
I'm
good.
there now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So first we have the recent Activision news. Well, I guess we could talk about. There's been a lot. Shit. So first we have Bungie somehow saved themselves from Activision, and I guess poor cells will do that. And they've separated from Activision, which, from my understanding, it was Activision's pressure, which is why Destiny never released its full potential. So before we move on to anything else, what do you think of that news?
Well, I saw it. Penny Arcade did a comic on it, which was really awesome and really relatable. Like, it basically showed somebody being rescued from a burning building, and the innuendo is that it was Activision because the guy being rescued was like, "Wait, Blizzard's still in there." Like Bungie was being rescued, but Blizzard was still in there. So my take on it is that Bungie escaped. I mean, they had signed a 10-year deal, and I think that was, oh God, when was that? Like 2010? So probably around another couple of years they were supposed to be there, and they got let out early due to...
Maybe they got let out. Oh, I didn't mean to cut you off. Maybe they
No,
got let out early because Destiny 3 wouldn't come out during that 10 years.
That's possible, especially with your time frame that you seem to have worked out with, like Destiny, the DLC, and then the next game. Like I forgot the time frame that you had stated, but you've mentioned it before.
It was supposed to be like so I think the first Destiny would take 3 years to develop, and then they would do a major content release like Taken King, and then the next year they would do the main Destiny 2, and then a big content. So it would basically just be, once the original development was there, they would release a big
Expansion
or game. It rotates. So it'd be game, expansion. And yeah, like there's not time for another game, I guess, if they haven't even started it yet.
I think they probably already started it, but like it's probably nowhere near like ready for that time frame that they're trying to. I don't know. I mean, because, Bungie, they've been a good developer, I feel like. I mean, they gave us Halo, like the original 3 or 4 Halos, or, up to Reach, I think.
Yeah, it's up to Reach. It was the trilogy plus Reach.
Yeah. So, I mean, those were like the best Halos. We had a lot of fun playing Reach. Like,
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, those are the best ones. And then the original Destiny was apparently really good, which we never got to play because they didn't release on PC like they said they were.
But it was good after Taken King. It wasn't good vanilla.
Well, but still, the fact that, we didn't get a chance to play it because they said they were going to release on PC and they didn't. Fucking assholes. So then they released it at, 2 on PC, and it's like, hey, finally, we get it a month after the console peasants, and, it wasn't. Destiny 2, they made a lot of changes, and apparently it wasn't as good as 1 after Taken King, like you were saying.
Yeah.
So, it's not like Bungie is one of these other developers who, I'm not saying Activision deserves layoffs or whatever, and we haven't even discussed that yet, but...
Yeah, that has nothing to do with it.
But I'm just saying, like, in terms of, like, what happened with Activision Blizzard, like, that stuff, Bungie doesn't... No one deserves that, but Bungie in particular, like, I feel like they haven't fallen as far as some of these other... studios that have released a bunch of shit games and got closed and all that. So, I mean, it's cool that Bungie got out on its own. Hopefully that just means better things for Destiny 3, but, we'll see.
Yeah, the rumor was, before even they got let go, that, or broke up, whatever you want to call it, that Destiny 3 was supposed to be more hardcore, and that it actually, like, the casual fan base of Destiny wanted, like, the game. if that's the case, I'm kind of looking forward to it.
Yeah, you're a bit more hardcore than casual.
But I guess we can move on to the next topic about Activision Blizzard. And they've recorded records, revenue or sales. They made a lot of money, more money than ever before. But they celebrated by laying off 800 people.
It's like, congratulations, we're good sales, but fuck you guys. Find new jobs.
My bonus is coming from your salary. Because they gave Bobby Kotick after that a $10 million bonus, or was it $15 million?
I mean,
it was either 10 or 15 million.
It's funny that you called him that, because I'm pretty sure his name is Kotick or something.
But I don't give a fuck. He's fucking an asshole.
No, I agree. But that's what I was going to say. I call him Bobby Kotick too, because he's a fucking bastard. And
I always just thought that was his name.
No, that's like a tampon, bro. That's why it's funny.
Oh.
Yeah, that's why it's funny. It's like Kotick or something. But yeah, he's a total asshole. He's been a shitty scumbag, like head of Activision. I don't know if he's like a CEO or what, but
yeah, I remember hating him back like on our 360 days. So he's been there for a while.
Yeah. And he can get a $10 to $15 million bonus, but he feels the need to like lay off 800 people.
I just want to see like how many people like salary that is. Like, let's just assume they're making decent money, like $70,000. Yeah, I don't think a lot of them are making that much, but it is like San Francisco, so you never know. So with the $10 million divided by, or 10 million thousand.
I was like, what?
$10 million divided by 70,000. That's 142 people that could have stayed just on his bonus.
Yeah, just
that's not including the record money that they made.
Yeah, and then plus his salary is probably in the millions as it is. Like for him to get a bonus of that's just added on to whatever his salary already is. A lot of I look at it kind of like, I guess it's not quite the same analogy, but like in the a sport like the NBA or the NFL, somebody like Tom Brady, who I actually hate, but he's willing to take a pay cut from 10 million to like 4 million or 6 million so that he can get better players or like re-sign the players that he has around. You know what I mean? Like he'll use some of his money to make sure that his team stays good. I feel like CEOs and this game developer, like in the game industry, should do the same sort of thing. Like Bobby Kotick or whatever, Kotex, should take a pay cut so that he can keep people around to stay in his studio, especially if they've recorded record profits or record sales or what have you.
I think that's the wrong analogy for it, but yes.
Well, that's what I mean. It's not quite the same, but how would you...
Because, being a basketball fan, that analogy of him taking a pay cut is so that they can get other players, but the owner doesn't have to pay like the luxury tax. I guess I'm from a more basketball fan. Because that's why there's certain players like Chris Paul being one of them, who says he'll never take a pay cut. And it's because in the end, it's the owner who's paying it, and the owner is like a fucking billionaire, So why should he take a pay cut when someone higher up is...
Well, it's not. Yeah, I get what you're saying. It's not a perfect analogy, but it's it's that sort of thing. It's where this. I am talking about the top of the team. So
that's what I'm saying.
It's the owner of whatever the Patriots or the GM or whoever, like Robert Kraft. Actually, I think is the guy who owns the Patriots. He also owns Boston Uprising Overwatch team, and this sort of thing. Like, let's say he takes money from his pocket to keep all of the people
That's
around.
a better analogy. Like you pay the luxury tax to get better people.
Yeah.
So that you can pay your players.
Yeah. But I mean, the concept's there. So
yeah, it's kind of disappointing, and I do like that the industry is against him at this point with the hashtag Fire Bobby Kojaks. Is that his name?
Kodix or something. I don't know. Whatever. It doesn't matter. We'll just call him Kotex. They'll know who we're talking about.
But I like that the industry's coming together and hashtagging the shit out of them. I doubt it's going to do anything because if Activision's seeing a shitload of money, that's what's important to them. We all know games aren't important to them because if that was the case, then we wouldn't have some disasters that we've already had.
True. Very true.
So I honestly don't think it's going to do anything, but maybe it will start some sort of like boycott against them. And I was thinking about it. Like, should I boycott them? Like, what games do I play of Activision's? And like, I'm already on a boycott of theirs because I don't play any of their shit
Yeah, like the only
except for
thing.
Overwatch. I'm a
Well,
huge Overwatch fan, but I already paid for Overwatch, so it's not like I'm fucking with their server space at this point.
well, it's that's what sucks about the thing we were talking about. Like I mentioned that Penny Arcade comic, how like Blizzard is grouped in with Activision because like Activision is like are like the assholes, like A for assholes and A for Activision. Blizzard is cool. I mean, aside from the whole Diablo Infinite or whatever that Diablo mobile game that they announced, but
But
generally Blizzard has goodwill. Like gamers have a lot of positivity and towards Blizzard, but not towards Activision, and it just sucks they're under the same umbrella.
I don't know if you follow that whole drama after the initial announcement because I did
Talking
for
about
the
Diablo.
for Diablo, and it actually sounds like that a lot of it came from Activision pushing them in that direction due to mobile games being the money maker and all this stuff, and they actually took developers from the AAA PC games to mobile. Like it, even in that sense, it was Activision's doing. Like it wasn't really Blizzard. And what
Yeah,
kind of sucks is if Blizzard ever does make it out, think about all the layoffs they just had right now. Like they're not going to be the same. It's going to be like Rareware, where Rareware once was good, and like what the fuck have you seen from them recently? KI3? Like does anyone even talk about that shit anymore?
uh,
Um,
Sea of Thieves, but I mean, they're not even called Rareware anymore; it's just Rare. But
well, it's same symbol still. It's still identifiable.
yeah,
But Sea of Thieves, from what I hear, is actually like the #2 Twitch game now. Like apparently it's good, and but
crazy.
it's like random enough that Twitch streamers really go for it. Like it has a huge audience now.
Okay, I mean, well, we will have to probably have to get a shot. I mean, it's been like about a year since we played it last, so
Yeah, and we own it, and we played like for 2 hours.
yeah, yeah. So, I mean, but both of our my specific computer has gotten a lot better since that time. I think yours has gotten a little bit better as well. So
Yeah, my CPU. Oh, yeah, both actually, GPU and CPU. Yeah.
yeah, so
So
we should probably check that out sometime soon. But that's another thing.
yeah,
Um, but getting back to Blizzard and stuff, it just sucks. Like I was saying, that they're under the same umbrella, especially because, like you said, how Activision was the ones pushing them in that direction with Diablo Immortal or whatever the hell it's called. And it's I don't know. Like we played Diablo 3 a while back, and like I like Diablo. It's cool. I would have been hyped for 4, but the fact that they're making it just a mobile game, like that's I don't know, it's dumb.
I think it's crazy that they killed the expansion after Reaper of Souls was so popular. Like, do you know the story of that one?
Vaguely, but feel free to refresh me.
Okay, so Diablo 3 came out, everyone hated it, everyone shit on it, right?
Because
And
of the
then
auction house, that was a pain
well,
in the ass.
because of so many things, it wasn't just the
Well,
auction house.
yeah, the real money auction house pissed me off.
Yeah, so then Reaper of Souls came out and it fixed everything. But when Reaper of Souls was done before it launched, they were actually starting to work on another expansion, which they were like, okay, Reaper of Souls is where we wanted Diablo 3 to be. So now we're going to make it better the way a normal expansion would. But because Activision saw Diablo 3's horrible launch, they never even gave a chance to see how Reaper of Souls would do, and they canceled the expansion afterwards before Reaper of Souls even came out. So when Reaper of Souls came out and was a hit, people loved it. This is what Diablo needs to be. They never followed up with it because they're stupid.
Yeah, sounds about right.
And all the developers were apparently pissed because they thought that they could outdo themselves from Reaper of Souls.
Yeah, I mean, they probably could have, but that's Activision for you. A for asshole.
So next topic.
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't know if you guys remember, but it was like a few months ago, maybe 4 or 5 months ago, The Verge put out this awesome PC guide that everyone should listen to on how to build a PC for $2,000.
It's fucking awful. We discussed it in a previous episode of our podcast.
Yeah, you can't even find it anymore, actually. You have to like find someone else's re-upload of it. They took it down because it was so bad.
Mm-hmm.
And recently, they copy-strited Bitwit and Review Tech USA's video of it claiming that it wasn't transformative enough, meaning they didn't do enough to their video to be a part of the fair use, where you can use someone else's content in towards like if you're critiquing it, which is what they were doing.
Yeah, which is what everyone did.
But so by doing that, they started a ruckus again. And Boogie actually got in on the action a little bit. I'm not too sure if you guys know Boogie2988. He's a well-known YouTuber. He has like a few million subs, I believe. So he's a pretty big voice. And he called him out on there. What was funny was he made a point that the other two didn't, but in follow-up videos, the guys obviously saw Boogie's video and they gave him credit on the thing, is that The Verge is actually the ones who started like critiquing other people and who started YouTube, the Adpocalypse. Are you familiar with Adpocalypse? You don't know how all the YouTubers started getting demonetized because of ad revenue? Like the advertisers were scared that they would be on offensive videos, so they were just like demonetizing videos left and right. And now, even now, people say like the ad revenue is nothing like it was before all that shit started happening. Well, The Verge is one of the posts or the places that started it with critiquing YouTubers, saying all this like stuff. So like it's just kind of hypocritical that they're copy striking critiques of their video when they're the ones that like mainly critique people. Like that's what all their videos are.
Got it.
But anyway, that's a side story. But
yeah, no, it's kind of ridiculous because all the videos that I've saw, because I wasn't lucky enough to see the original Verge video like when it got uploaded, so I had to find videos that covered it, like
right.
That were critiquing it, like you're saying. And so all of the critique videos that I saw, none of them like showed much of the real video. Like it would show a few seconds of it, and they would talk about why the guy building it is a fucking idiot. And they weren't. I felt it wasn't like a straightforward ripoff, but I could see how they say it's not transformative, but it's bullshit. It's like 100% bullshit.
To be fair to that statement, Rich from ReviewTech, his was a live stream, and he actually showed the video in the entirety.
Okay.
But the video is 11 minutes long, and his video is 30 minutes long. So he would play the video a little bit, pause it, and then commentate on why that's stupid. Then play it again, commentate on why it's stupid. So, it's within the fair use because although he's using their video, he is providing his own content as a critique.
Yeah, he's not just playing the video over and over, like plays it through, like, okay, let's watch that shit again, play it again.
Not just, this is my video, look at it, and it's like the other dude, like.
It's like his face on that other guy's face or something, like, yeah, no, it's,
that thermal paste is not enough, throw some more on.
Yeah, The Verge is kind of dumb. I don't know how they actually got popular. Like, everything I've ever seen on them has been, like, terrible, so I don't know. But it is very hypocritical of them to be doing that.
Well, and now you have all these people who, saw that copy strike that don't agree with it and saw that they're just trying to fuck with people for the most part. And I feel that that's really going to hurt their base. Like, no one's going to want to support someone that just goes around and copy strikes people because they don't like their criticism.
Yeah, and I mean, this coming from the people who not only removed the original video, but at first they had disabled likes and comments because it was getting downloaded to shit, and everyone was talking shit about it, and so it's like then they disabled those two metrics, and then they turned around and got rid of the video itself. So they obviously aren't very good at taking criticism.
They also issued a non-apology, saying that they believe that they were in the right, and it was just so bullshit. Like, I don't want to.
Well, and what wasn't one of the things they were saying fuck, I'm trying to think of how they phrased it. Something like our journalists are not tech guys, or our tech guys are not journalists, or something.
Oh, well, that's the first thing. Yeah, they issued a non-apology on the strikes.
Oh, okay, shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was talking about the actual building video, like how when it was getting shit on, they were saying that yeah, our tech guys are not journalists, or our journalists are not tech guys, or whatever. Well, like if they're not tech guys, why the fuck do they have a video showing how to build a computer?
Yeah, apparently that dude that made the video too still gets like samples from the video and shit. And like I'm like,
Ridiculous.
dude, you guys already know he has no cred.
You
Like,
should
why are you sending him shit?
you should make an actual video on like making a PC and just do it and then put it up so that we can get review samples. I don't
A
know. It
two
probably
thousand
helps.
dollar PC.
Yeah, it probably helps that The Verge has whatever millions of subscribers or whatever. But anyway,
Ad revenue, yeah.
yeah.
So that sucks. Hope the Verge suffers a little bit at least. I'm not wishing anyone out of business, but they need to, especially after the response saying that they weren't really sorry for it and they thought that they were within their rights and all this bullshit. Like, they're very hypocritical. So they need to be taught a lesson. We'll see.
Yeah, let's hope they learned something from this.
So Anthem, what do you think of the beta when you played it?
I liked it. I know, I've heard some critiques that it's repetitive and kind of boring. And what I played wasn't very long. I think it was maybe, I don't know, 3 hours, and that was being generous.
Yeah.
With in terms of content, and obviously it's a beta or whatever, so they're not going to have everything in it. It's just kind of there to whet your appetite for the main game, but I thought it would have been fun. The problem with the games, for us, is that you and I play them together, but Anthem obviously is built as a squad game, as in like more than two, maybe at least minimum three, maybe, I think they're pushing four.
All right, it's 4, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean they're pushing four, and if we were going to play it, it would probably just be the two of us. So we're not even going to get the experience that they are trying to cultivate for us, the full experience or what have you. But just in the beta, I did think it was kind of fun, but I could see it getting old, if not fast, then quickly. Or if not, shit, that's the same thing. Not fast, then quickly, herder. If not quickly, then I don't know. Just eventually is probably a better word. But
yeah, so it's out for Origin subscribers or Origin Premium, Origin Access. I don't forget what it's called.
yeah, I think it's Origin Access.
Yeah, so it's out for the Premier or the upper tier of it because there's 2 tiers of that.
Which is dumb.
A lot of people are saying they're having issues with just playing the game. And it actually came on the second day of the release. Apparently the first day was good, and then the second day is what was starting problems. Like people would get into the game with squad of 4, and one of the players couldn't see any of the enemies. So they're being shot and killed by things that they have no idea where the fuck they are. Connection issues, just straight up.
I'm sorry, I don't want to interrupt you, but I'm just laughing because I'm thinking about when we played Far Cry 4, and it was the same thing. They were like invisible rhinos fucking killing me, and I was like, you didn't see that rhino charging at you? And I'm like, fuck no, I didn't. Like, what are you talking about? So like, I can relate to what they're talking about, but anyway, go ahead.
Just lag in general, like really shit netcode, or maybe it's not netcode because apparently it worked really well the first day, so it's there. It just was shit the second day. But it kind of sucks because there's a lot of people that I saw on YouTube that subscribe to the Premier Access or Origin Access Premier solely to play the game early, which I think is kind of dumb. Like, I wouldn't start to play early, but that's honestly how I would have played the game, because $60 for a game I'm probably going to play for a month, or $100 for like every EA game that comes out for the year that I'm probably going to play for a month.
True.
I just feel like EA games don't really have the good replay value, and if you want, it's a better value just to buy a month worth of play or buy a year's worth of play than pay $60 and $60 here. But anyway, that's a different story.
Yeah.
But it kind of sucks because not only they also screwed up the release, where they said it was coming out the 15th, I think, or was it the 14th?
Well, the 14th was Thursday, Valentine's Day.
The Origin launcher had the wrong date.
Oh,
it actually
really?
came out the day after. So like there's a YouTuber I watch, a Ragtag. He actually had like announced like I'm gonna play Anthem this time. I'm gonna stream it as soon as it starts, and then like it never started. So like the date was wrong on Orange on when it actually came out.
That's bad. That's fucking bad.
But I just feel like these games just come out in shitty conditions, and I kind of the way I see it now is, and I'm going to even hold the Division to the standard. I'm not really going to hold hype for the game. If the final demo, beta, whatever they want to call it, before the game comes out is in shit condition, then I kind of already know that the main game is going to be in shit condition.
Right.
Luckily for Division, there's another beta that we can see, or demo, whatever they want to call it.
Open beta,
yeah. Yeah, that we can see the progress that they made from the previous one. Because they did say that they were going to fix all the issues that was being reported. And we'll see.
Yeah, and then you spent a little bit more time in the Division private beta than I did, but I had fun with that one too. I didn't get a chance to try the end game, which is the one where you choose your own class or whatever, like sharpshooter and all that. I just had the generic random character that it made for me and just went around doing stuff in the world. But I do like the changes that they've made from the original Division. So I hope it's good.
I like them too. I feel like their stat system sucked and was broken, and by getting rid of it, they're fixing it. So I think that's cool.
Yeah.
Alrighty. So we're going to be talking about what we're playing. And what are we playing, Matt?
Well, the last two Twitch streams that we've done, we've been playing Far Cry New Dawn, which, we had fun with the original Far Cry 5, like the main game, but we were very disappointed in the DLC for Far Cry 5. Like, all of them were... Vietnam was, like, okay. Mars was, like, random as fuck. And
Mars was boring.
Well, and then the zombies one was over in like an hour. Like we Twitch streamed that, and like it wasn't even, we weren't even streaming for 2 hours, and we were done with it. Like it was ridiculous. It was very disappointing.
The Mars one was interesting because in the Far Cry 5, like they were talking about how you don't have to do towers anymore because everyone hates towers. So then they come out with a DLC that's nothing but fucking towers. Like
it's like, congratulations, they're back.
It was just so bad.
Yeah. And I don't even know if we actually finished it. Like it was so bad. Like, I mean, we got...
I wanted to, but you were like, nah, I'm not playing this anymore.
Well, because I think the issue was I kept crashing. And so, maybe we can go back to it and just, put in another 20 minutes or whatever to finish it. But the ending is not going to be that great anyway. But
no.
Anyway, so Far Cry New Dawn, basically, by now, if you don't know, I'm going to go into spoiler territory, but if you should know by now because the game's over a year old. So if you haven't played Far Cry 5 and you don't want to know the ending or whatever, then skip ahead for a bit. So at the canon ending of Far Cry 5 is basically that Joseph Seed launches or sets off a nuclear bomb or whatever and basically like destroys the world to create his like utopia. And your character, who's like generally silent the whole time, referred to as the Rook and deputy or whatever, gets trapped in Dutch's bunker with him. And Joseph calls himself the father, and he says, "You are my child because you took my family from me. You are now my family. I'm the father, and you're my child." And so like that's the canon ending where like the world is destroyed above, and you're just in the bunker with Joseph. And so Far Cry New Dawn takes place basically, I don't remember how many years.
I think it's 17.
Okay, so like 17 years in the future, and it shows how like the world above has been like, even though it got destroyed, enough time has passed that like plants have regrown and they're animals and they're like mutated animals, and it actually looks kind of nice. But there's like Mad Max style shit going on up there, like with I already forgot what the fuck they're called. Highwaymen, yeah. Highwaymen, and the main villains are now the set of twins, twin females. And
I don't remember their names.
Lou and something with an M. Yeah,
I recognize the M, but I didn't remember the other one.
like Lou and Marcy or Maxine or something. But anyway, yeah, and they're there to like basically run shit. And it's been pretty fun so far. They changed a couple of things. The takedowns are a lot more brutal now, which is fucking awesome. I love it.
Yeah, they're
Um,
nice.
yeah, but they're a bit wonky. Like there's been a couple of times we'll go up to take somebody down, and then it's just like punch. Like what?
Yeah.
Yeah. But so what do you like enjoying about the game so far?
I'm liking the game. I don't really like how they redid the damage thing with I don't know, I feel like you're too underpowered when you have the level 1 weapons, especially since maybe it's because the difficulty we're playing at, we're introduced to level 2 enemies so soon, and I didn't feel like I can do shit against them. And then finally when I got my the level 3 weapons, I feel like I'm doing damage even to level 3 enemies, so I'm pretty happy. Like, so now I see like it still works out like in the end, but towards the beginning it was kind of
So
rough.
so what he's talking about, since he didn't explain it, is that you this game, instead of just like starting out and you have like an assault rifle or a pistol or a shotgun, there are actually tiers of weapons that you can create, and you have to craft them. You have to unlock the ability to craft them. You start at level 1, and so like I made a bow and SMG or something and a basic shotgun. The shotgun was really good up until you get to the level 2 enemies and stuff. And we were playing on the harder difficulty, like he said, which was like tough ass or something like that. And it the harder enemies with our shit weapons were very hard to kill. But once we unlock the ability to craft better weapons, it goes from tier 1 to tier 2 to tier 3 to tier 4. 4 is the highest. Right now we're on 3. And so it's like white, blue, purple, gold. And so now we have purple weapons, which are tier 3. And then those are like super awesome. But when we were using like, I had a bow, level 1 bow and arrow. And in Far Cry 5, if you hit somebody with an arrow, it's pretty much an instant kill. Well, a headshot especially, but you can get them in the torso and it'll probably kill them too. In this game, you get a headshot on a guy with your level 1 bow and they're level 2, or the hell, they might have even been level 1. Nothing. They just go think, and then they're like, now we're alerted and we're gonna attack you. Like, fuck, what the hell's the point of having a bow and arrow then?
Yeah.
The only thing I knew at the time was to be able to disable the alarms with it. But now I have a silenced MP5 or something, and I can use that, so I don't even need the bow and arrow. So I'm like, that kind of sucks, because bow and arrow is one of my favorite things in Far Cry 5. But I don't know, maybe once I get the Far Cry Blood Dragon bow and arrow or whatever, like a tier 4 weapon, then it'll be good. But so that's what he was talking about in terms of like the enemies and stuff.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, and maybe we've been not prioritizing anything, but I feel like there's not enough fast travel locations. So we're
Yeah, I
always
mean,
having to run back and run all the way the fuck. It's just crazy.
well, and like so we unlocked. We finally got enough titanium to craft a basic helicopter. It's like it's almost like one of those old school helicopters with the bubble in front, but it doesn't have the bubble, so it's just kind of like a little thing that has seats and takes off. But it's like slow as shit. We were trying to get to New Eden, which is like 5,000, I don't know, kilometers, meters, whatever distance away, and it like took fucking forever to get there. I was like, damn, it might have actually been faster to get in the car and go, even though it had to like deal with all the distractions and shit.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
But I felt like helicopters were a lot faster in 5. But it could just be because it's a basic helicopter, and like maybe once we got the tier 3, tier 4 helicopters, it would go a lot faster.
Right, that's what I was thinking too. So that's on my list of things to get.
Yeah, for sure. But it's interesting. It's different because there's no money. So the currency is actually like items that you find out in the world, like components, gears, springs.
Pretty much everything's crafted. That's the best way to put it.
But you have to find the stuff. Like
Yeah.
you find gears and stuff out in the world, and you when you loot those, that's what you get. You don't get money anymore. There's still safes out there, but you open safes and you get fucking titanium, which is it's a valuable resource.
And when you kill animals, the skins are used to trade for the
Components and the copper and this,
the
circuit
resources.
resources. Yeah, that's the word I was looking for, probably. So the resources, and they actually have tiers of animals now. Like there's a monstrous cougar, which is like a tier 4, enemy that like that was a pain in the ass to fight. I had blown it up with some kind of remote bomb or something, and then it like just disappeared. Couldn't find it, and we needed those components because its skin is worth like 10 circuit boards, and we needed that so that Daniel can craft his tier 3 sniper, and we just couldn't find it. So then we had to go and find another one, or I think we actually found something else, but it's cool. I think it's a fun game. I was a little skeptical of it at first because like I said, I've been very disappointed with Far Cry 5 DLC, and since it's essentially a continuation of 5, I felt like it's maybe more so a DLC, but it's worthy of a full game as opposed to any of the DLCs so far.
Yeah.
So we'll have to see how it turns out though.
Yeah, I've been enjoying it. I think 5 was better, but so far, but I do enjoy this one.
Yeah, this freaking there's a surprise that I found actually last night. Well, I'll show it to you later if we play it. But yeah.
All right.
So there's some cool things in the game. It's like some Easter eggs and some secrets and whatnot. Anyway, and so aside from Far Cry, I've been playing Apex Legends, which I wanted to bring it up. Well, actually, so before I get to Apex Legends, I wanted to bring this up when we were talking about. I thought about when we were talking about Anthem. A game that we haven't discussed yet, that we haven't played, but we're probably going to play, that just came out, is Crackdown. Yeah, Crackdown 3. And that game has been getting shit on left and right, from what I understand. Like,
yeah.
Tell me about those issues.
They just say it's an old game. It's being sold as a new one. That it's boring, it's not fun. People are not even wanting to finish it because it just sucks and
wow,
uninnovative, which is kind of disappointing because for Microsoft to be competitive in this console race, they need some first-party games. And what do we got? We got Sea of Thieves that came out. Fucking no one wanted to play it because it was an incomplete game. It was a polished alpha.
Like demo, yeah.
Yeah. Crackdown comes out as their next one, and it's fucking getting shit on. Halo wasn't that great. Like, Microsoft needs something. And I'm kind of being a little selfish in this area because I don't care if they win the console war, but I can play their exclusives on my PC. I was so excited about when they finally announced that all first-party games are coming to PC, and there's been no first-party game worth a damn to play.
Yeah, Gears, but that was like a couple of years ago, and then Gears 5 is coming out. But yeah, I'm there with you. We thought we were gonna play Crackdown 3 at PAX, but it turns out their booth was just a means of promoting it. Even though they weren't really promoting it. Like, we talked to the guy that was working the booth. He was basically it was an Xbox thing. You stood in line, you had a chance to like get a Crackdown t-shirt from this little claw game, and then you put in a coin and you got like Xbox Game Pass. I was like, do I have one? I think I do have one.
Just don't show the code.
Well, I mean, it's got a scratch on the back, but yeah, Xbox Game Pass. We got these from standing in line, basically. These ones are all 1 month, I think. I didn't get any good ones, but anyway, you got one of those Xbox Game Passes, and then you walked. As you're exiting the booth, they had like a Crackdown 3 background where they had like 3 or 4 cameras set up, and what they wanted to do is have like you could jump, and then they take a picture, and then it's like one of those ones where it's like a moving thing, like it shows from like 2 or 3 perspectives, almost like a landscape picture, but it moves. And so the guy that was there that was taking those pictures, like, we actually talked to him because we were in line for so long, and like he just seemed like kind of like a cool guy that was bored most of the time. So we're talking to him, and he's like, yeah, we're not really promoting Crackdown 3 because it's like, it was supposed to come out and then it got delayed, and it was supposed to come out, it got delayed, so now we're just kind of like letting it release without any marketing or hype. And Daniel and I were talking about that, and we're like, that's a bad sign that they're not promoting it, like, it's kind of like, yeah, let this fucking product come out, like, whatever, we're not going to do anything with it. So we didn't have high hopes for it once he said that, but I still kind of wanted it to be good. So I don't know, we'll probably end up giving it a shot since it is on Games Pass, and we have those, like I just showed you, so we'll probably be playing it in the near future, but probably not for long based on what we've been hearing.
I thought it was funny that it had the Crackdown thing where so they are kind of promoting it, not like full blown. It was more Xbox, but they had like I guess a Crackdown aspect to it because it was the new game. And they're giving out those Game Pass months. It was pretty much just like, here, don't buy this game, and we'll give you the means to not buy it. Because you'll play it like for an hour and be like, fuck this game. Thank you for giving me the free month. So I know not to like fucking play it. Like I just felt that was so counter uh, constructive on their part to like what they're trying to accomplish. Because they want to sell games. They don't want to like give you a demo of something that's a piece of shit and then like, you know.
Well, like basically enable you to have access to the full game, and then you play it and realize it sucks. I'm like, wow, I'm glad I didn't waste $60 on that.
Pretty much. Like,
Yeah.
I thought that was funny.
Yeah. So, yeah. Well, I mean, Daniel and I actually both got a Crackdown 3 shirt, so maybe we'll play that or we'll wear that when we're playing it on. We'll stream on Twitch and be like, yeah, look at our Crackdown 3 shirts. As we play this terrible game. But anyway, so backtracking back to what we were playing, and so Apex Legends. And so Apex Legends is a free-to-play battle royale by Respawn Entertainment, the makers of Titanfall. And basically it dropped with like no prior notice, no marketing. They basically were like, hey, we've got this new game out. It's on Origin. Play it. And it's a team or like a squad-based battle royale in the vein of like Fortnite and PUBG, but it's 20 teams of 3, so like 60 people per game. And you drop into the arena and you scavenge for guns and armor and stuff, and you try to be the last squad remaining. I've played it a lot actually, and I've only gotten one win. So I know people out there that they're really good. Those types of games probably have a lot more wins. But I like it because each of the characters has a role. Like the character I like to play, his name is Gibraltar. He has his passive is a gun shield. Like basically one hand he has a shield and then he shoots with the other. And then his Q ability is a bubble shield that protects the team. Like nothing can go in or out. It's kind of like, I think that's how Halo was, right? The original bubble shield.
Yeah, bubble shields.
Yeah, so that's the same sort of thing. It's a bubble shield. And then his ultimate is an airstrike. You basically throw a can of smoke and then it like rains mortars down on an area. And so that's the one I like to play as. There's one called Wraith who like can teleport around and create kind of like the wormhole ability of Nova from Warframe, where it's like basically you create a door and then you move a little bit and you create the other door and then somebody can take it and it like teleports them. And there's just the different characters with different abilities. And so I feel like even though I'm not very good at the battle royale type games, that I can still contribute because I have these abilities that I can help my team out with. And if I'm playing with the defensive character like that, like, our team will get ambushed or something and I can throw the bubble shield down and revive them and they get back into the action and then we can go and do stuff. So it's been fun. Apex is apparently doing very well. Like it's, I think top 5 on Twitch, maybe like 1 or 2. And it's actually doing so well that I don't know if you saw this, but I've been seeing on Facebook that Fortnite is advertising something like "Come back to Fortnite." Like if you finish this season's challenges, you can get the next battle pass for free.
Oh yeah, the Valentine's Day thing. I didn't put 2 and 2 together that was. I don't play either, so.
Yeah, but yeah, so
I
like that's and so that's. Basically one of the ways that Fortnite makes money, aside from their skins, are the battle passes.
Fast time.
So, yeah. Well, but I mean, the battle passes are one of the ways they make money. So if they're like practically giving it away and all you have to do is complete challenges, it's kind of like saying, hey, come back to play our game. We know Apex is really fun and really cool. It's the new hotness, but come back to Fortnite, So I don't know. I've seen threads that said that it basically has killed PUBG. And it's slowly killing Fortnite as well. But I don't think Fortnite's ever going to die just because of the children. Like there's such a kiddie base of Fortnite that I don't think it's ever really going to truly go away. Because Apex is a little more mature, I guess. But it's what it is.
I haven't played it.
Yeah. Daniel's kind of vehemently opposed to them. And I didn't go into it thinking that I would like it, because I haven't really been a fan of battle royales either, because I'm not great at them. But like I said, the whole team aspect of it and the fact that I can contribute while not being very good still, it, you know, keeps me coming back. So, you know, maybe you should give it a shot and give it, you know, check it out.
It's free. Yeah. Sometimes.
Yeah. The only thing is, and then this is something that I've talked about with our friend Will Geeks Out, is that, you know, it's on Origin. And like if they released that shit on Steam, like damn, it probably would have taken over the world. just like Fortnite. But it's on Origin, so anyway.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
You can do the next one. Apex Constructs.
Oh yeah. So going along with that, since Apex Legends has been doing so well, it actually has managed to increase the sales of a VR game called Apex Constructs, because people kind of just colloquially, whatever, candidly refer to Apex Legends as Apex. And so they've been going on and Googling Apex, and they've been coming across Apex Constructs, which is a VR game that's kind of similar. And actually the logos are pretty similar as well. I'll see if I can put a picture on screen here. But basically, people have gotten confused Apex Constructs with Apex Legends and have been buying Apex Constructs. I think they said developer went on Reddit and said that their sales are up 400% because of Apex Legends. Like, that's fucking crazy. But
that's awesome.
But they said the downside to that is that they'll buy the game, figure out that it's, well, yeah, so they'll figure out that it's not Apex Legends, get a refund, and then review bomb the shit out of it on Steam, saying like, this is not the game that I thought it was, and blah blah blah. It's for them.
That's bullshit.
It's for them being fucking idiots. But they said the developer also said that Steam has been made aware of this, and so they're being a little more selective on the reviews that they're posting. Like, they're kind of going in and cultivating it and making sure that people that are doing that aren't able to do that anymore because that was happening. So it's kind of crazy because it's like their sales went up 400%, but then it's like it's basically going to go once people realize that it's not.
Yeah. Okay, they returned the game. Steam has a very lenient return policy. That's cool. You know, they buy the game, they're like, oh shit, this is not what I want, whatever. Don't review bomb the fucking game for that. It's your dumbass fault that you got it confused. It's not the game's fault. And it probably already says on it, it's because it's a VR game. It says on Steam, virtual reality headset. Like, if your dumbass bought it, that's your fucking fault. Don't take it on the game.
Like, that is the very definition of just blind following. You know, you're like, oh, Apex, okay, sure, purchase. And it's like,
yeah.
First of all, Apex Legends is fucking free, so if you buy it, that's your bad.
How do the microtransaction work in Apex Legends? Is it just cosmetics, or is there actual?
So they sell their virtual currency or whatever, and with the virtual currency, you can actually unlock there's two characters that are locked from the beginning. One of them is I think his name is Nox, and he does like toxic poison gas, and the other one's called Mirage, and he does like a decoy. And so those two are locked, but you can grind to get them. Like, I actually just reached the amount of like non-paid in-game currency that you can use to unlock them, but it costs 12,000 of the in-game currency, like not the one you pay for, to get them, and I have like 12,300 or something, so I can get one of them, and now I have to turn around and grind to get the other one. So I haven't bought one yet because I'm not sure which one I want. They both actually seem pretty cool, which is, I think, the reason why those are the ones that are locked. But yeah, like, other than that, you buy Apex packs, which are like loot boxes in Overwatch and other games where you get weapon skins and character skins and banner icons and little like trackers. They're different stat trackers that show before each match. So like the ones I have for Gibraltar.
Kind of like Ghost in Destiny?
Yeah, but it pops up on screen. Like, so for Gibraltar, like when I play, it says games played as him, which is what, I don't know, probably close to 100 now. Games played, kills, and top 3, times placed top 3. And so it's like times placed top 3 is like 18. The kills are about 50-ish, I think. And then games played like 100, something like that. But they're different ones. Like, you know, there's like, they get real specific. Like for Gibraltar, it'll say like damage blocked by your passive shield. Like, that's one of the ones you can skills that you can track and that sort of thing. And so there are people that spend the money so that they can have their little before game card be all animated and you know, have voice lines and all that shit. And like, I don't get anything, dude. I'll see people on stream. They'll open their Apex packs and they'll get like legendaries and epics and shit. I'll open mine. It's like fucking commons and like one rare. I'm like, yay! But it is what it is.
Yeah. Next one, Overwatch, as we
Yeah,
talked about before, is getting Monopoly
and
and some
action
action
figures.
figures.
He seems less excited about action figures than I am.
I don't know. I kind of don't want to buy any of it because of the whole Activision thing that we priorly talked about.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. So I mean, as you see behind me, I've got like toys and action figures and stuff, and so like I'm not opposed to that kind of thing, but I I don't know. Like you said, it is supporting Activision, but I kind of want a Reaper figure and I kind of want a Reinhardt figure. And I think
The shield looks cool.
I think who were the other ones? Mercy and Anna, maybe.
I don't recall, to be honest.
I think what I
I saw the
saw.
Monopoly and I was like, yeah.
I think from what I saw, there were like six or seven of the initial figures. I know for sure it was Reinhardt and Reaper because those are ones I saw,
Yeah.
and I was like, yeah, I want those.
Because the Reinhardt slit was on the article that I read and it had his shield and I thought that was badass.
Yeah. So I mean, those are ones that I would get, but you'd probably get the Mercy one too, right? If you were gonna get one.
I like Mercy. I don't
Yeah.
know, probably. Mercy
Or
on Ana. If it's
Ana,
Ana, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been playing a lot of Mercy since they nerfed her to shit.
Mm.
She plays more of a damage boosting role now than an actual like healing role.
Oh, gotcha. So you can have like, well, damn, that she seems like a waste of a pick then, but
Well, like if you gotta get what's the new one, Ash? I think it's been a while, and I'm pretty sure it's still true. You can headshot. If you get the headshot within the optimal range and it's damage boosted, you can one shot kill with Ash.
oh, nice.
So some Ashes that are good just have mercies on them so that they can one shot squishies. Of course, I'm talking like
Yeah.
200 HP.
Yeah, like Tracer.
Yeah, yeah, well, yeah. Like actually, Tracer can get one shot without
Well,
mercy.
but
But like a soldier, a Hanzo, another Ash, a Widow.
yeah.
So, Mercy's, that's her role now.
Fair enough. Yeah, I mean, it's cool though. Like Overwatch, I still do kind of want the Overwatch Nerf guns. Like, Daniel and I went out and searched for some Switch games back in December, and we saw, I think it was the Reaper
The Reaper
shotguns.
shotgun.
Yeah,
It comes with the mask too, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, I kind of want that, but
That was kind of cool.
I don't remember the price, but I remember thinking it was too damn.
That was like $100, I think.
Yeah.
That's pretty up there.
That and the Sentinel Titan shield from Destiny. Like, I think it's cool, but it's like way overpriced. Like anything more than $50, I'm like,
Yeah, I'm thinking about getting that Division statue though, so I don't know.
you want it, get it, man.
We'll see.
Yeah.
It's a decent size. It's 11 inches, so that's like...
Yeah, it's almost a ruler.
Yeah. Rollers are pretty tall.
12 inches, yeah. I think that's about it, unless there's anything else you wanted to mention. We've been talking for about an hour, so.
There's a few things, but we can do that later.
Or you can stay tuned for D-Domain, because
we'll
probably discuss it there.
I have a list of things that I want to talk about, yeah.
Well, then, awesome. So, yeah.
I can sample it here. So
yeah, sure. Just let us know what you're going to talk about in D-Domain the next episode.
So I'm going to talk about Metroid being canceled, Metroid Prime 4. Oh. Nintendo pulled the plug on that. Well, not canceled. Development restarted. So it's not canceled, but they scrapped the whole game and they're starting from scratch.
Wow.
That's kind of shitty for some people, but I think it's good also, so I'll get into that. I'm going to talk about Xbox Live coming to the Switch, which I think is pretty fascinating. And there's another topic that I haven't decided what, like, there's a few topics. I like doing 3 topics. There's a few topics that I have, and I just haven't decided which one wins it out. But I thought that was pretty interesting.
Yeah, that is pretty interesting. I'm looking forward to that as well. So yeah, you guys stay tuned for that. We'll have D Domain probably after this episode, not right away, but sometime in the future. So
Yeah, probably before the weekend or something.
look forward to that. And yeah, I guess before we end it, I just wanted to, well, we just wanted to say thank you guys for sticking around and supporting us, and watching our Twitch streams and joining our Discord and talking to us. I think the most recent person was Mux.
Mux.
Yeah, so if
He
you're
was
watching
playing
this,
Division with me.
cool. Yeah, so if you're watching this, Mux, thank you for joining us. And just want to also give a quick shout out to Armor of Duality, aka Henry. He's been pretty cool, and I'm pretty sure we helped him get to affiliate. So that's
I subbed to him, so I have his little ghost icon.
well, there you go. So
You should sub to him too, and me, and Matt.
and all the members of the Damnation, which is in our Discord. It is linked in the video description. So there you go. Yeah, so I guess that's going to do it for this episode. I have been Matthew.
I've been Daniel.
And we'll see you guys in the next one.
Yep, latest.
Peace.